Hello lads, how's it going? We're just going to have a look at the 4 questions that we're going to be doing this week. Okay, so again, you're going to find these questions in your Teams page. When you go into Files, go into week beginning the 8th of February. Okay, and in here we're going to be doing 4 questions. All right, so if you click in the question, it should bring up a picture, and I have the dimensions put into that picture. Okay, so my internet might be a little bit slow. Yeah, that's up there. Okay, so you can see you should be able to rotate this, and you'll have the dimensions in there. Okay, so 26, 36, 31, and so on. All right, you're going to get the 4 questions in there. Okay, and we're looking to do these 4 questions this week. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long, and I don't think it will. Okay, so we're just going to quickly run through these 4 questions. All right, so the first one is here. Again, when you're setting this out, the dimensions are on your page, and what we usually do is we usually step down 10 millimeters from our front elevation to our plan, and that just keeps the drawing nice and neat and consistent. Okay, so when you draw on your front elevation, your plan, what we're looking to do is we're looking to get this curve in the front face of this tunnel. We're looking to get it in our plan, because when you look down on top, you're going to see it in plan, and we're also looking to create an in view in the direction of B, which we'll see that curve in. Okay, so the first thing that we're doing, you have 2 options here now, lads. You can create this 45-degree line, or else you can bring up your point at 45 degrees from the top corner here where my mouse is, and the bottom corner here. Okay, so it's up to yourself. Once you have the 45-degree line created, if you're doing it this way, you have to bring your points straight out to that and then bring them straight up. If not, you just bring them up using 45-degree set square. Okay, we have the width of our plan, and we have the center line of our plan. We're bringing that up, and from our front elevation, we can bring the height across. Okay, so when we're looking in the direction of B, when we're looking to get our in view, you can see that it's going to be semicircle. So you set your compass up at the center. The radius is going to be from the center out to the width, either on the left or on the right. Okay, so this is a really familiar setup for us, guys. All right, usually when we see a semicircle or when we see a circle and we're doing ellipses or we're doing anything to do with curves or circles, we're usually dividing this up using our 60-30 set square, and this is no different. Okay, so we're looking to create a number of points along here, which we can transfer down to our plan. So we're going to divide it up, as I said, using our 60-30 set square. You get your points along the circumference of the semicircle. Okay, number your points just so that when these get a little bit more complicated, you're used to numbering and you won't make a mistake. Okay, and you can see down the bottom right hand corner, what we're doing is we're basically bringing the points in the semicircle and we bring them out to get them on the curve of the entrance of the tunnel. Okay, so the next step for us is to bring our points from our in view back to our front elevation, and we're getting the points as a single dot on a line. Okay, so when we're looking in from the side of this tunnel here, you're not going to see the semicircle, but you're going to see the points as one dot on this line here. Okay, so you can see the 5 and 1 come across to give us our points here, 4 and 2, and 3 as well. Okay, so again, the last step of this is we're going to bring these points straight down, and we're going to trace these points here from our in view down until they hit the 45-degree line, or if you're using your 45-degree set square and bring them straight across, you bring the point down to this line here, and then you come down 45 degrees. Where it hits this line, you bring it in. Okay, so we'll just have a look at this. And again, lads, the number in here is really important. Okay, and once we've that done, you can see that we've located all the points when we're looking down the plan, and that's our drawing complete. Okay, so when you're doing this, just line weights, keep all the red lines are construction lines. The green lines here are also construction lines. Line weights, keep your drawing nice and neat, and you should be okay with that. Okay, so that's question 1, lads. Okay, it's not too difficult. Okay, so you should be okay with it. Question 2, you're given the front elevation of a cylinder which has a slice on it. okay? And if this is the front elevation of the cylinder, you should know that if we bring this straight down here, trace this point straight down, we can get our plan. Our plan is simply a circle, okay? Once we have the circle done, we're looking to create an in view of this once again. Okay, so you have two options here again. You can bring a straight line down here, and you can bring your top point across to where it cuts that line. You can bring it to 45, or else you can use the method which we're seeing on the screen here. Okay. Your height again, it comes across from your front elevation. All right, and similar to the last question, when we have a circle or semicircle, our usual course of action is to divide up that using our 60-30 set square. Okay, so this time it's a circle, so you're going to have 12 points. Number your 12 points once again. Okay, you're bringing these 12 points over until they hit the 45-degree line or until they hit the end line here, and you're bringing them up to your new in view. Okay, so you can just see the little sketch down here in the bottom right hand corner to help you visualize it. Okay, so with these brought straight up to our front elevation, you're seeing these as 1 point on the line. Okay, that's the first step in it, or you could do it the other way around. You can bring these over and do this afterwards. Either way, you have to do both steps. So we'll just finish this out nice and quickly. So you can see here, lads, we're just bringing it straight across the 45-degree line, bring this straight up. Once you have your line, which has the 3 and 9 in it here, you're just looking to trace across your 9 and your 3 here. Okay, it's the same for the rest of the points. Once you've that done, you're filling in your curve here freehand, and you're just finishing off your drawing, darkening in the lines which should stand out. Okay, so the outline of the shape, and again, the red lines are your hidden detail. Okay, so again, nice and not too complicated. It's nice. It's a nice question. Question number 3. Again, you can see here straight away when you look at this, lads, you can see a semicircle. Immediately when you see that, you should be thinking, I have to divide that up. Okay, so before we do that, we'll just create the outline of a plan view. All right, so you can see that you got your height here. You bring your depth of the plan from your in view. So we're kind of working in reverse a little bit here. You bring your 45-degree line down here, or as I said earlier, you can bring 45-degree down line down, sorry, from your in view until it cuts this construction line here. Okay. Once you have the depth, the width comes straight down from your front elevation. Okay, and we can just draw on that outline of the plan. Once you've that done, we're going back to what we were speaking about there 2 seconds ago. You're dividing up your semicircle. Okay, again, you're numbering this. All right, and when you see this in your semicircle, when you bring these across, you're viewing them on an edge view. Okay, so you can see the edge view here. You're bringing your line straight across and you're locating 1 point on that edge view. All right, so you 4, 3, 5, 2 and 6, and 1 and 7 down the very bottom. All right, again, the method here, lads, is the exact same. We're tracing this down to our axis, so we're bringing it down to 45-degree line and bringing it back in. And from our front elevation, we're bringing it down to our plan, and where the lines meet, there are our set of points. Okay, so again, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we have a little bit extra here where we have to darken this line, and we also have to darken the line here. Okay, so these are these 2 lines. Okay, and once you've that done, all you're doing is finishing off your drawing, making it presentable, and going over the lines which should stand out. You're going over them with a heavier pencil. Okay, so that's question 3 done. Question 4, again, the second we see this, we're dividing up the semicircle. We know that before we even look at the question. And before we do that, we have to build out a front elevation. Okay, so again, we have a plan here. So we have the depth of it. Okay, and we have the height of it from our front elevation. All right, so we're looking to create this over here. All right, so we're bringing the height straight across and we're bringing the width straight up from our plan. Again, as I said earlier, that semicircle, you can divide that up straight away, 60-30 set square, number your points. Okay, so you have 7 points once again, and we know from looking at the last 3, we're bringing these lines straight across, okay, and we're bringing these lines straight down to get a point on our edge view. Okay, so we're getting our points on our edge views down here in plan. Once we have them in plan, we have to bring them across to the very end line of the plan here, where my mouse is, okay, so that we can bring them up at 45 degrees, or else you bring them straight over until they meet this red 45 degree line here, and then bring them straight up. Okay, you're matching the lines with the points in your front elevation. And again, once you've that done, you're running over your drawing and you're just darkening the lines and making sure that the drawing is presentable. Okay, so lads, that's finding points in circles and curves in our orthographic projection. Okay, so that's our work for the week. Okay, there's a little bit of work in it because you're not given the layout of the drawing. You need to create your plans and your elevation yourself from the pictures that I've put up. But again, this is a good step towards the higher level questions in the orthographic projection. Okay. Thank you.